Well, firstly, God, who is a soul, so I'll just draw God like that, with masculine and feminine qualities, had these children souls, all who have also masculine and feminine qualities. These are complete souls, if you like. When we incarnate, the very first time, what happens is the soul separates into its two halves. Now, the dominance of a quality in the soul determines what bodies it's attracted to. So if it's a dominance of masculine qualities in the half of the soul, then it will be attracted. So there's the half of the soul, and there's in the case, I'll draw a male-female type, what you would classify as a fairly standard, like 80% of the population is like this, so let's describe it. And the male then is attracted to incarnate into two bodies that are created for it. There's a spirit body and a material body, both of which are created at the time of conception. So when mum and dad get together, have sex, the sperm and egg cell meet, and within a very short period of time, both bodies, the genetic structure of both bodies is created in that instant, and then both bodies develop, they gestate and develop in synchronicity with each other, but they have very different, they have a very similar genetic strand, but there's different genetic makeup, obviously, which is why one of the bodies is a spirit body and the other body is a material body. So the half of the soul is connected to those bodies via, let's call them cords, or you could think of them as energy streams, energetic streams. Is there any questions so far about that?
So
the
racing
same goes
rundown
on the female side. So the female part of the soul, the part of the soul that is more feminine in its expression, or dominantly feminine, is attracted to two bodies in the same way, different from a different parent, obviously, or parents. Physical body, PB physical, or MB material. Shall I use the same?
Yeah.
So just so that you know. Is there any questions so far about that? That's how we, in our very first incarnation, incarnate into the human form. Now, from that moment, we begin development. Right from the time of shortly after conception, inside the womb, our experiential development begins. And this is why you're conscious of receiving feelings, in particular from your parents, right from that time. But you also can hear words from them right from that time. This is why if you sing to your unborn child, your child will actually have some responses. You know, many mothers that have done that find the child, you know, turns over and kicks a bit and so forth, depending on different responses. And that's because the half of the soul connected to that body is already developing. It's already receiving information from its environment and learning new things, learning how to express itself and everything. Now, each one of these complete souls has a unique character, personality, and attributes, what I'd call attributes. Every one of the souls, before they're incarnate, actually have unique character, attributes, and personality. However, in their first incarnation, they are not conscious of themselves. They have no idea what their character is. They have no idea what their personality is. They have no idea what their attributes are. And it's through the process of the first incarnation that they learn everything, or begin to learn everything about themselves. So right at their first incarnation, while they have free will, they are not conscious of how to even use it. Does that make sense? They don't even know, because they don't know themselves yet. It's like when you're... I just need to have a cough. Just turn off. When you're developing inside of your mother's womb, for the first time in the first incarnation, you're beginning to understand yourself a little bit. Now, obviously that understanding grows at an exponential rate and can continue, in fact, to grow at an exponential rate throughout your entire existence. But unfortunately, for most of us here on Earth, due to different emotional impediments and environmental factors and physical factors that are imposed by our environment upon the development of our bodies and our emotions in particular, which also then affect our mind, there are severe limitations placed upon our development. And for this reason, by the time we're 7, we're often fairly well set in how far we will go in our future, unfortunately. Unless we engage the way that God created it for us to clear away some of those injuries that we receive from our environment and so forth, then we will have the prospect of further development. For most people, their development is firmly set by their environment and in particular by their parents' limitations. And if you think about your life, there's an old saying that the seed doesn't fall very far from the tree. And unfortunately, for many of us, that's very true, in the sense that the seed, being ourselves, the seed of our parents, doesn't fall very far in terms of our depth of experience, and in particular in terms of our emotional experience from our parents. There is a lot we can do to fix that, and in fact we can fix that permanently. We don't, in the long run, have to be limited. But so far everyone understands what's going on with the first incarnation. Is there any questions about that?